ladies! Today we're going to be talking about the Lore Olympus Volume 1 graphic novel by Rachel Smythe. This is a well-known webtoon, which is an app where you can read basically comics that are posted weekly. This one has blown up over the course of 3 years, I think it's been around. Don't quote me on that, but I didn't know it had a book until I saw it at Walmart. So we're going to talk about it. So grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's just jump into it. Roll the intro. Alright, for those of you who do not know, this is Lore Olympus by Rachel Smythe. It is a different take on the Hades and Persephone mythos. Hades lives in like the underworld, is like a city, and there's like lots of party, lots of glam. Think like Hollywood, think like businessy, like House of Cards type stuff, like lots of politics, lots of political intrigue, lots of like city, grungy, underworld type vibes. And then you've got Persephone, also known as Kore. I'm probably saying it wrong. I'm so sorry, Lady Persephone. But we follow her as she has just come to the city. Her mom, Demeter, lives on Earth, where it is basically ancient Greek times, but the gods and goddesses have like a more civilized lifestyle where they already have cities, they have phones, they have cars, when the rest of the world is basically living in the ancient Greek times. And how they fall in love. There is, quick trigger warning, there is a lot of sensitive subjects in this book. I know it doesn't look like it, but it has a lot of different subject matters, like SA, SA, there's a lot of different things in this. Being blackmailed, just essay for lots of different things. The author herself has put a thing right here. Hang on. Content warning from Rachel Smythe. Lore Olympus regularly deals with the themes of physical and mental harm, SA trauma, and toxic relationships. Some of the interactions in this volume may be distressing for some readers. How that stroke taste. Please exercise discretion and seek out the support of others if you do require it. Right there. So, content warning. I'm trying to like make it so it's not so dark and stuff, but I don't know how to fix that yet. But yeah, even the author herself think it's appropriate to put a trigger warning, so be forewarned when you read this and you have sensitivities to those subjects, alright? I had to get that out of the way. Because I'm not going to recommend something and then you read it or watch it and then something end up hurting you mentally, because mental hurt can hurt just as bad as physical. Just thought I'd let you guys be fully aware of that, alright? Alright. But anyways, I love the art style in this. I mean, it is so pretty. The use of all the colors to signify like different situations and people. Like Hades and Persephone are purple and blue, or are pink and blue. I mean, like, I love the art style of this. It is so nice. But anyway, in the story they meet by Hades is going to one of Zeus's parties that he is required to go to, and Persephone is there with her chaperone. Basically, she lives with Artemis, who, if you don't know, is goddess of the hunt. She is known as I think they're like, I knew the name from reading Percy Jackson. But anyway, they don't get married. They do not have relationships with men. They're sworn off against it. So, and Demeter wants Persephone to also be one of these goddesses that swear off men and swear off physical relationships. And so she's living in the city with Artemis to, learn about that political lifestyle, and to realize that it's better to just live on Earth with her mom, because her mom is really controlling, which I relate so much to Persephone in this. And they meet, and Hades sees her across the way drop something, and he's just instantly transfixed. And he's like, "Who's that?" And he's like, "Oh, that's Demeter's daughter, Persephone." And she's like, "I didn't know she had a daughter." And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Wow, she puts Aphrodite to shame." You don't do that. So Aphrodite hears about this, because she's like right nearby. She hears this, and she calls her son Eros, who, if you don't know, is god of love. I know that because of the Psyche myth. And she has Eros put Persephone in Hades' car, so that way she thinks that he's a creepy old man and doesn't want to be around him anymore. Completely ruining his chances, basically, with Persephone before they've even met. But this works against her favor, because Persephone wakes up in his bed, and he gives her a coat, because it's really cold down in the underworld. There's no sun. The sun doesn't appear there. And they just kind of... It's not like right away, but it's such a cute interaction, and I love that. I love how they meet, because you think it would go so badly, but it's so cute in its own weird way, and I love Persephone and Hades as characters. There's a couple characters I fucking hate. There are a couple characters that, if I meet them in the streets, bop bop, you see, it just... But the subject matter can be a little bit intense with some things, considering I've experienced a couple of these things in the past, but I do love this series. This is volume 1, so I'm going to assume that they're going to make a volume 2. I do recommend this if you guys love different myths, if you guys love Greek mythology and different takes on that. I totally recommend this, but again, subject matter, be careful of it. Don't read it if you don't feel like you can handle it, alright? And I'm not saying that in a mean way, because I know there's people that would be like, if you can't handle it, don't read it. I'm meaning this in the best of ways. Do not read something just because somebody eggs you on about it and is like, "Oh, I know you don't like blood and gore. I bet you couldn't watch Annabelle." Don't feel intimidated. Don't feel like you have to read something because someone's like, "Oh, you couldn't handle it." No, if you can't handle it, don't read it. Simple. Life is too short to read books that make you sad. Same thing with me and anime. I watch anime to have a good time, to not be sad. I've been tricked into watching The Promised Neverland and Magical Girls, Madoka Magica? I think I want to say. Anyway, those shows messed me up, and I was promised that they were good shows and that they were... Like, I don't doubt that they're good. Like, the stories are gripping. But, like, I don't want sadness. I don't want betrayal. I want just happiness when I read, okay? If I have a moment where something happens and it's a really bad moment and a character passes, I know the other ones are gonna conquer that, you know? And at the end of the day, there's always gonna be a happy ending. But... don't know what this rant was about. I've completely lost my train of thought. I am sorry. But yeah, I'm halfway through it. Because I've already read most of this from me being, on Webtoon for most of it. I think I haven't read some of the later chapters, I think. I don't know. I haven't gotten to a part that I haven't, already read yet, because I didn't know what this book was really. I thought it was just, a collection of things that didn't make it into the Webtoon. So, but this is actually, the Webtoon in paper form, as a graphic novel. So, yeah, if you guys want to pick this up, it is so good. Just beware of the subject matter, again. I can't stress that enough. I hope you guys like this video. If you feel like it, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell for whenever I post a video. That's it. press all the buttons, do all the things. Da 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 da. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye and happy reading.